How do you see into the future, especially when things are constantly changing? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked. One COVID virus is followed by another and another, throwing the world into a tailspin. The political landscape doesn't help either, with the proverbial wars and rumors of wars. And the communication world is hardly stable. Each new online platform requires us to learn something new and to see how this new platform is being used and by whom. Only then can we start to make good decisions about whether to embrace it or not. And then tomorrow comes and things change again. You know, most of us look at what is trending to get an idea of where we should invest our ministry time and focus. That can help. But I saw a quote from business and leadership guru Peter Drucker that opened another thought. He said, "Don't only watch the trends, watch the bends in the trends." In other words, how rapidly are things changing in any particular area or any specific platform? TikTok may be trending, but has that rate of growth or usage slowed or accelerated? That may tell you much more about this new thing. I know the tyranny of the urgent is raising its ugly head. As a leader, you have to put out fires and redirect people in your organization, and it's almost impossible to take time to think ahead to what the future holds. I get it. The famous saying applies here, been there, done that. Or in this case, I've been there and sometimes I didn't do that. Preparing, planning, and prognosticating are often left off our agenda of activities. But they are critical. Mark Cole, who's on John Maxwell's leadership team, asked this question: what happens when you don't prepare? He said, in my leadership, the results of being unprepared are predictable. Things I hoped wouldn't happen do happen and occur with greater frequency than the things I hoped would happen. The reason is simple. Being unprepared puts me out of position. Cole then goes on to equate our role as leaders to that of team members in a sport. He says being out of position often leads to failure and loss for the team. So, taking time to prepare for the future is essential if we're going to remain effective in our ministries. Of course, in ministry, we need to balance good business practices with elements of faith and trust. The gospel songwriter Ira Stanfield voiced what most of us encounter. He wrote, "I don't know about tomorrow. I just live for day to day." And he later explains that in light of faith in a sovereign God, many things about tomorrow I don't seem to understand, but I know who holds tomorrow, and I know who holds my hand. That doesn't mean we don't plan. It just means that ultimately we know that our Lord is sovereign and is in charge. Jesus, in teaching his followers the cost of discipleship, also commended the person who plans ahead and prepares for the outcome of the project. He said, "For who would begin construction of a building without first calculating the cost to see if there isn't enough money to finish it?" That's from Luke 14. Someone had to look ahead and plan to be sure they did not fail. So what is leadership? It's more than just managing a ministry or the staff, much more. Again, Peter Drucker gives insight. He said, leadership is the lifting of a man's vision to higher heights, the raising of a man's performance to a higher standard, the building of a man's personality beyond its normal limitations. That doesn't happen without taking time to look ahead. If you'd like to know more about Media Alliance and how it helps in the proclamation of the gospel all over the world, visit our website, medialliance.cc. And it'll be a great encouragement to us if you go in and like, share, and subscribe to this video channel. Thanks so much, and God's best.